What we got in the chat? D-Man 50. Good to see you, Mr. Valorum. Chris Mitchell. Chris Mitchell last night with Fast Dak. Very good stream. Rev is in the house. What up, Rev? Gonna be planning something this year. Good to see everybody. Fabian, Brandon Trueblood. Check out Brandon's channel. Check out Rev's channel. Chris Mitchell's got a channel. Every one of you should have a channel. We got Rib Grunt. Appreciate you guys in here. Rib is in the house. Matt Downer is back. Good to see everybody. Riggs Jr. Absolute Knowledge. He's back. How you doing, brother? Because most are complete trash. You know it's true. We'll get into it. It's good stuff. I do sound much better, D-Man. I appreciate it. I feel a lot better. My voice is coming back, and I don't have any problems, so I'm going to be good. Big Vegas in the house. Good to see you, my man. Hope all is well down in Sin City. Shout out. Hunter, Chris Dofferson. Good to see you. Mr. Hemi 4-Speed made it again. You did. Richard Alvis, Man Empowered. Good to see you. See you in the chat. Ian Blades. Ian Blades, kicking it old school. What an interesting topic today. Currently fasting at the moment. Good for you. So am I. So am I. I'm going to go 24. I went 24 yesterday. 24 Sunday to Monday. 8. Now I'm doing another 24 back-to-backs. Doing good. Good for you, brother. Been working a lot. Might start streaming again. Let me know. Why men aren't committing to women in 2022. I got 4 bullet points. Remember Big John when he had his board of truth? My 4 bullet points why men are not committing are the following. There's no return on investment in today's modern 98%er. You're going to give your financial, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual resources away, and there's typically not a return on investment. Why is that? It's the number one reason. Princess Destiny syndrome would probably be the second. Most women have so much attention, so many orbiters, so much attention on social media, around them, at work, at school, in their phone, that how are you going to stand out? Again, we're talking about the 98%er. There is a 1% to 2% I give credence to. Very difficult to find, and even if they exist. But I do believe there are some women that exist that are the 1% to 2%. Princess Destiny syndrome is a real thing. Every woman in that 98% believes she's a princess. Believes she can get anyone she wants. Doesn't matter how heavy they are, because there's an orbiter that's going to jump up and throw down with them. I've seen it. Thank you, Brandon. Take a break here. Shout out Fabian. Oh, Fabian's in. Yeah, I mentioned you were in the house. Good to have you here again. RW, first time catching alive. Good to have you. And tell me where you're from. Got 2 strikes 5 days from each other for misinfo about the. You got to watch it. YouTube is just whacked. The game is stacked against us. Okay. Well, I would say with the Princess Destiny syndrome, social media, telephones, hive mind thinking, media mania, media manipulation. Absolutely. Princess Destiny syndrome is a real thing, guys. There is so much beta thirst out there. That's another reason why smart men are not committing. How can they compete? How can they get someone's time, attention, and appreciation if all of them are princesses? Can't. Kent is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Then you got, here's a big bullet point for me. Women are acting masculine now. Masculine traits, masculine attitudes. They're seeking attention, masculine attention. They're working out. They're getting muscles. They're losing their femininity and becoming more masculine. That is not attractive to men. Men want feminine, cooperative, peaceful, appreciating, docile, co-pilot type women that take care of themselves and want to take care of their man. Today's modern woman does not, the 98% does not have the ability to have that feminine drive. They want to be masculine. They're getting tattooed, piercings. They're getting degrees. They're taking on more and more of what men do in working environments. They're becoming masculine. That is not a topic of debate. This is what has happened in the last 30, 40 years. So if a woman's masculine, that automatically turns me completely off. Men are walking away because there's more masculine women walking around. Even subpar women can get D on very easy mode, and there's no shame these days. No, you're absolutely right, AKS. Ian Blade speaking, I'm not committing any advice on how to break it off with a chick who I've seen for several months. She's not taking me dumping her well. Just let her off slow. Take more time between your text message, your phone calls. You're going to be busier now. Just let it go. That's what I would say. Unless you cut her off and ghost her, which, I guess is a possibility. I usually, in my cases, I just let them off slow. They get the message. Checking in from Pittsburgh. Good to have you, brother. I've been out there. Fabian, women aren't princesses. They ride the CC, not a throne. They ride the CC, not a throne. Good. Well said, brother. Well said. The rap trap. I don't cook or clean. You belong to the streets, ladies. Yeah, they're not feminine. A feminine woman wants to cook and clean for her man. She wants that man to be happy. And if women understood that, if they took care of the man in every regards, they'd have the world. It's an easy recipe. JB, the legendary John Boston. I'm at the supermarket and people going crazy looking for bread and milk. All these single women. It's a gordita extravaganza. Gordita extravaganza for 300 Trebek. Good to see you, John. They try, but they are horrible facsimiles of men. Correct. Scotty Side coming from Beaverton, Oregon. Good to have you, brother. Check out Scotty's channel. He's been doing live streams lately. Yat back. Good to see you. A modern woman wants to pull one out and bend a man over. Try. Sad. The 98% are out to get what they can. That is why men are walking away. It's not worth the investment. It's that simple. Slam, glad you got your voice back. Tattoos on their hands and dyed hair are red flags. Ooh. If that's not a red flag, a tattooed hand, that drives me nuts. You're going to be holding that hand if you're a beta. Good to have you, Slam. Hope all is well with you and your kids. Big M, some blue pill guy was writing in the Daily Mail, trying to understand why he's living in his car after divorce. Totally clueless. There's legions of men doing just that. Still trying to figure out why she dumped him. Eventually, they might find a channel like this. Best to go through life alone without women. I go monk mode. Matt Downer. There's nothing wrong with monk mode. Rad has never said monk mode's a bad way to live. In fact, whatever brings you peace, quiet, and happiness, I completely get behind. Simple as that. And that's another reason why, guys, the investment, the peace, happiness, and tranquility just is not there with a lot of these gals. They're so demanding. 98%. El Padrino is back. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Mr. Valorum, third wave made it normal for women to become the apex dream breakers. Never before has this happened in recorded history. Apex dream breakers for 300 Trebek. I like that. JR back. Good to see you, JR. Ian Blades, I'll be spacing the breakup out. I should have stuck to your 4 to 6 week rule. Well, we all live and learn. It's all right. Rev says I'm going to be looking for a tatted up, sleeved up when I'm out there in Bluffdale. Ooh, you'll find him, brother. Down in Bluffdale. You'll find him. Woman with a tattoo on her hand. Disgusting. Oh. What about the woman with the big eagle, like the bird across her breast? Not attractive. Riggs says they have zero household skills and can legally clean you out financially anytime they wish. What positive things do they do that can be measured? Very few women can take care of a man. And we're not hard. We're very simple beings. Rib grunt, cheers to you, brother. Be king of your own castle rather than a court jester at the queen's. Ooh. Words of wisdom. Rad, with over a foot of snow expected, I'm going to find me a unicorn. Put on your sorrels and you will find a unicorn. I guarantee it. A woman once used a cold sore excuse to identify the molecule growing out of her bottom lip. I replied, okay, you can use that as an excuse, but that's a gangster-ass herpes in your damn lip. Oh, if that doesn't, but delusion for 300, Trebek. El Padrino, AKS, why would I pay full price for abused rental car? Never, ever buy a rental car, because you'll get a rental car from someone like me that drove them all over off curbs and everything back in the day. Glad to see everybody here. Monk mode. There's a lot. We got monks. We got guys that go on dates. We got guys that are leaving relationships. We got them all here. The modern woman is a disaster. Have fun with them, then discard them, says Kenta. And my fourth point comes into this, which is the risk, the legal risk. The guys got to be careful. Some guys are leaving the plantation because legally it's risky. Wishing all the 1% to 2% be safe and well. We men wish you good, and you have our utmost respect. Absolutely. There's a lot of guys that, and I get where they're at. They don't want to interact with women. Completely get it. Fortunately, I have 3 sisters and a mother and an ex-wife and a daughter, and I work with tons of women, so I got to interact with them. But I choose how I'm going to interact. Let's see what else we got. Voluntary celibacy sharpens your mind. Yeah. If you can go a couple, 2-3 months without, with no fap, I think there's value to that. Fabian, Richard, too many young men I see nowadays who simp online to girls. How the only way OnlyFans is even viable is by beta simps who made it that way. Think about that. Reach out to the blue pills when they are hurting. I did that once, and I tried to talk to a blue pill friend of mine, but they just don't get it. A lot of them they'll actually blame themselves for the breakup. JR 304's markings, tattoos, tramp stance above the badge, not attractive. I would agree with that too. You guys are delusional. You're not walking away by choice. You never qualified for the women you wanted, and now you're pretending to protect your ego. JC Ransom. Yeah, you might have some truth to that. But even qualifying and vetting them could have also complications down the road. Rad, I know this woman who's going out with a guy that she knows was arrested for assault a few months ago. Sounds like she loves to get thrown in the tumble buckle and given a Jimmy Superflex. You gotta be careful out there. I'm hearing more and more women identifying as alpha females and being proud of it. I don't want any of that for sure. I got a friend who his ex-wife told him she was the alpha when she got a better job. I'm the alpha. Look who's the alpha now. Yeah, I'm hearing that too. Nathan, Rad, you need to bring the top hat back once you are super rich and successful. You like my top hat, Nathan? Where are you out of? I can't remember. I'm driving home. Polska Bob. Good to see you. A man's ideal is peace. James Allen is a man thinketh. Absolutely. We're not hard, right? RW? Men are simple. We do like the SCX. I drove a real car on Lake Minnesota while I was in Minnesota years ago. Did you pop it through the ice? Lisa Smith in the house. Good to see you, Lisa, all the way from Kansas City. Hey, Rad, been a while. It has. I've been checking your videos out, though. Check out Red Mind Man's channel. He's got some good stuff as well. Appreciate that, El Padrino. I'm feeling a lot better. A vag dad. Ooh. Bet you it was pretty easy to get in bed, huh? How many Tinder matches do you have? 0. So how are you going your own way? I don't understand what you're talking about. But, it is what it is. Make women earn your time. I have peace of mind, so how can they make it better? Most don't want to be a stepmom, but expect you to become the beta stepdad. I know because of my son's brothers. Yeah. Yeah. You can't beat the hive mind. The media and society say that women should be like men, and they believe it. Well, that's the thing. They've been told they can have it all. They can have a career. They can have motherhood. They can have independence. You can't. Let's be real, guys. As Jeff Foxworthy once said about rental cars, you got a car that's about to see more airtime than a skateboard at the X game. Attaboy, Riggs. Laying it down to Chinatown. JC. I don't know JC. He must be new. I'm new to your channel. Been binge watching. Very good comment. Bryant Guzman, good to have you in the chat, brother. Tell us where you are out of. Appreciate your participation. Gregory Chalms, Think and Grow Rich. Yes, Napoleon Hill talked about that. Keeping it in the pants for energy, mental energy. Gotta head back to the floor. I'll be listening. Appreciate it. Ghost is in the house. I want to be a tear out there. Like people be like, why doesn't he have a girlfriend? They'll never understand. Okay, here we got Mr. Mista. Hello to you. Got some new guys in the channel. Sims on social media in real life ruin the game for everyone. Yeah. Misinformation House is JC. Now, watch some of my videos and understand. Maybe you're the chat out there that gets everything. Women are not like banks. When you make a deposit, you'll be able to make a withdrawal of the same value. Put all your money into a woman, you get absolutely nothing in return. Put all your all. There you go, CJ. Good to have you, CJ, brother. CJ has a channel as well. Check him out. I appreciate you being here, JC. Just explain a little more about what you're talking about. Quantum Leap. El Padrino Ziggy says there's a 97.5% chance you will become something called MGTOW. El Padrino, what the hell is that? Coming from the simulation. I've qualified for women. I just don't get used by them. Yeah, that's what people should do. You assume we cannot get poontang. That is not correct, says Brandon. But this section comment is a living power, fantasy, delusion, saying they are walking away from who? I don't think we're saying we're walking away. We're saying, why aren't men committing to relationships? Those that have been in it, those that are seeing what's out there. I mean, the inventory is not very good quality for 98%. Thanks, Polska. Feeling much better. A lot of tea. They are alpha females until they have to change a flat tire. Well said. I'm a Tampa guy, Brad. I'm going into the Air Force as an aviator, and there's a 0% chance of me marrying. I think that's smart, Nathan. Just build your career for the next 10, 12 years. Become a pilot. Keep the wallet sacred and refrain from being treated as utilities. Matt Tamler. Big M says, even Elon Musk can't hold on to women. It's delusional to think that any man can. Rev says, look who's alpha now. Sounds like a shitty 90s. I'm telling you, I remember him telling me that a few years ago. He's a very successful hospital rep. He was between 2 jobs, and then she got a job. And, oh, look who's the alpha now. I'm walking away from the usury. No, Rav, the ice was frozen solid. There were RVs on the lake. Were they fishing? Were they fishing for some frozen cold-ass fish? I remember a girl with strawberries tatted above her vag. It was very easy. Pretty much got thrown at me. I think if a woman's got very noticeable, tattoos, I don't think they're hard to bed. But they're sketchy too. She had been places. Absolutely. You know she's been. One Fast is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Check out Fast. His channel is growing like weeds. We need that to happen. We need to keep everyone's content up there. Watch what you say. Even men with friends who are women can be dangerous towards men by manipulation. More and more men are now becoming aware of this, which is great, and they're going their own way. Yes. Even gay men who have girl friends that are girls, say they get used by women as attention tampons. Didn't Rat say lay it down? Absolutely, brother. That's a great song. Lay it down. That's good stuff. Check it out. Fast is in the house. 3 children, 2 ex-wives, and a steady stream of girlfriends. Now stop acting like a troll. Well, let's just all keep it real. Everyone's got different styles, right? Simps are giving money to women, but men are giving money to dating coaches. Is that reverse simping? I just don't think a dating coach, dating stuff today, game today, I agree with Coach Craig Adams. If you guys are spending money on dating coaches, it's a waste of money. The mentality is completely flipped. Mentality of dating today's modern day woman, the 98%, is completely flipped. Never disclose your finances, never add a spouse to a bank account. I'll never make that mistake again. Women are like banks and make it seem like you can get your investment out at any time, but when they going gets rough, they leave with all your cash. At least half of it, red mine man. Yeah. Rad, I'm close to 5K subs. Can you believe that? I thought just helping 5 people. That's all I cared about. Remember when I started my channel, I was like, I'm just going to talk, right? I guess my message was fine. I got experience. I know how to deal with women. I'm not a monk, and I don't think being in monk mode is a bad thing either. But I am the captain of my plane, and I fly it where I want, with whom I want. I allow admission to only the people I want, and if I don't want them on the plane, I kick them out with a parachute. Handle your own finances no matter your situation. Let's talk about that. Yeah, it's called simping for a man. A man that simps for a woman who also is trying to get women through game is a simp. I would agree with that statement by JC. The game is rigged to have everything to lose and little gain to focus on yourself. That's the thing, guys ask me all the time, but I want a relationship. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have a traditional type of relationship. But I just gave you 4 reasons why people are walking away. There's no return on investment today. Too much attention. Princess Destiny syndrome. And it's potentially risky. Rad, with all the snow, I've realized all these gorditas in the supermarkets have bounced like a snowplow. Can you imagine the gordita doing a snow angel? John, you got to take a picture of that. If a woman ever tells me who is the alpha, I'm checking the Adam's apple and kicking her out. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that? What's going on, Uncle Rad? What's your top 2 favorite shows from the 90s? Ooh. From the 90s. Damn, I have to think about that. 120 minutes on MTV and Seinfeld. Relationships must make men's life better. When nagging and blaming start is a signal that relations are expiring. The expiration date is close. 100%. Once that dopamine wears off, watch out. Body ink should be bad for her. And Matt brings up a good point, right? Body ink, when a needle goes into a skin, there's a sort of a pain. A lot of women like to feel that pain because of pain from childhood. It's almost as though it's a manifestation of an internal turmoil and gives them some sort of relief. So they don't have to feel the emotional pain, they can feel a physical pain. Only 65 people out of every 10,000 are married. Hold the line, brothers. Yeah, I heard that. I heard the numbers. Greg Adams was talking about those numbers. They're not what we think they are. The best policy is to walk away and have relationships with any women who follow. Big M. You be the captain of your plane. Many men are super beta until they are dragged to the family court. And a lot of them still stay beta. They take the brunt of everything. Would you want to get married and use or just have a one-night stand and wonder what if you missed the best thing or dodged a bullet? You got to hold the line, just as we're talking, right? D-man. Thank you for saying that about PUAs. I'm just not a fan of it. I mean, some guys need it. Maybe they need it for confidence, but I don't think they work. Ghost, you're absolutely right. I don't understand why they just have a different audience. Salute to the guys out there who refuse to simp. Jason Reed in the house. Good to have you, brother. Rad, I just saved your ass thousands of dollars. Absolutely. Salute, brother Rad. From Morocco, Antonio. Don't let the satanic elite win. Rad for life. We don't want that. The game is rigged for masculine men, women, and the soy boys who tolerate their poor behavior has successfully alienated the very men who can move, improve, shape, and create a greater society. Well said, CJ. They treat us like ATMs and take advantage. Well, men have allowed women to do that. Even the women, Pamela Anderson's been married 3 times in the last 2 years. I just read a story. I think Greg Adams did a thing about she just left a guy that she just married, and probably she got something out of it. Rad is very wise. The commenters are frustrating. Well, here's the deal. We all have difference of opinions. There was a guy on our men's team who paid this woman to create a dating page on Match. I burst out laughing, and of course he got mad. Of course you did. I would have loved to have been there. We have a simp pandemic, Hollywood simp agenda going. Oh, yes, we do. And TikTok has only made it worse. Jimmy Kramer, the forever bachelor, in on the course playing, wanted to say one word: freedom. Absolutely. George in the house. My voice is getting better, brother. Hope you're doing well. Best 90s show is Seinfeld. I have to agree with that. Mr. Bean is the polar opposite of Popeye. Was Popeye a simp? What do you guys think? First red pill is the divorce court. I think that was my red pill. Yeah. The more experience she has, the more no holds blamed her future experiences have to be. Hello from Norway. Good to have you. Andreas, would you mind sharing your opinion about how it stands for Christian women in Christian societies? Those who worship their religion. Christian women are no different than most women. In fact, I think a lot of Christian women are fakers, and they pose even more risk. But I'll talk about that on a different live. Rad and my incredible red pill brothers, a question. Who is the most red pill fictional character in television history, and why is it Al Bundy? Is it Al Bundy? Good question. I would say like Fonzie, although he did show, he could never say I love you, but he had some. What about Don Draper from Mad Men? Number 1 show from the 90s, Quantum Leap. Tales from the Crypt, old school. You're not a real man unless you beat me. I've heard this before. Yeah. A married friend received a large family inheritance and then got divorced a few years later from his 304 wife. What happened to that inheritance? Just divide by 2. The red pill is that divorce court. Money equals men's freedom, but minus women's thirst for it. Ooh, that downer. One fast. Women don't want equality. They want superiority. They have a socialist mindset. I would agree with that. They want the social superiority because deep down they want to be men. A lot of them. The 98%. Beta male pretending to be alpha 23. Hey, what's up to you, brother? Facts. We're talking all facts here. Jerron, back. Good to see you. Why do females and children get evacuated first in disaster so the men can think of the solution in silence? The unseekable Molly Brown. Remember that? The men stay behind as the women and kids jumped in the life rafts. Somehow only wife tag is troublesome. Never heard a mom, sister, or daughter say the man is abusive and controlling. They all say that. This is my wallet of choice. I did switch the nickname. Oh, there you go, brother. Like it. Pepe Le Pew is a simp legend. Yes, he is. Chasing the women. Total fakes. Christian women don't act any different than any other women, says Gerald. Good to see you, brother. 100%. They're no different. Read The Predatory Female. They talk about the Christian woman. or religious women. Jack Reacher. I like Jack Reacher. I bought a pair of Fry boots that Tom Cruise wore in Jack Reacher. The Fry Mid Dakota. Popeye was absolutely a simp of the White Knight variety. Olive oil was a 304. Mr. Hemi, that's funny shit. James Evans is red pill. A lot of old Western movies are red pill. John Wayne. I don't know if it's my favorite or not, but Third Rock from the Sun was pretty good when it first came out, although it was getting smoked out on the regular back then. That was I like that show. That had John Lithgow, right? See you later, JR. Let's see, we got it's cold up here. Last full, jeez. Chicago is damn cold. I remember going there in December. It froze my face off. Had an eventful day today. I got kicked out of the library because I put the woman's right books in the fictional section. Attaboy. Attaboy. Non-violent dissent. Right? Red Mind Man says, why aren't men committing? There's literally no good reason. All benefits are fake. Unless, of course, you find a unicorn. Yeah, there is a 1% to 2%. They're extremely difficult to find. Love the Veterans Day collab. Are you planning any collab in the future? Yeah, we are. We're actually going to plan an event, potentially in Chicago or Nashville, with some big names. An event for guys that want to show up and take it to the next level and talk face to face with big creators. Think about that. More, and you guys know who they are, and more details to come. And I'm going to be doing more collabs. I think 5 Years of Freedom and I are going to be doing one coming up. If you haven't checked this channel out, check it out. Uncle Fester was a MGTOW. John Wayne gave Maureen O'Hara spanking at least 10 movies. You know, spanking back in the day was real, guys. FJT, the legendary FJT. Good to see you, brother. Ask FJT about game. El Padrino, it's cold as hell in Chicago. Oh, it's too damn cold there. Buddy of mine, well, I was in the Navy, dated a 27-year-old mother of 6 and told him she was not having sex until marriage. He married her. No joke. I believed it. Intro to Blue Pill. Wow. Wow. Brutus had a better chance, better character than the Super Sim Popeye. Yeah, Brutus. Yeah, we're planning. Maybe Chicago's going to be it. But, you know, we got some Chicago people. There's a couple people that live Midwest that we want to be there. Some names that you guys are familiar with. They can't come to Vegas or, you know, it's got to be somewhere out there. Sims 80s love song Angel Eyes by the Jeff Healey Band makes me want to puke. Not a fan of Jeff Healey either. Not a fan. 35 tomorrow, people in shorts. Most feminazis really dig black men, then look like me. They never will admit shit. Yeah, they won't. Why would I pay full price for a used rental car? You won't. They say unicorns are universal, but they've just entitled birth. They're just entitled birth defects. That's just my opinion. You know what? You're right. And they got a big horn on between their eyes. Unicorns are susceptible to their screeching happy friends, mothers, and sisters. Remember that. Once a unicorn doesn't always mean a unicorn. Correct. Correcto mundo. Any 80s love song that gives me anything that Journey sang. Faithfully. I mean, I like Journey, some of their music, but man, simp. I went to Chicago once with my college. I kid you not, my eyes shut. It is too damn cold. Bon Jovi was a complete, you give love a bad name. Yeah. I remember Slippery When Wet when it came out. My brother's wife filed for divorce, 20 years in marriage. I said to him, I knew that will happen. He said, how do you know? Or why did you know? I said, I took the red pill and the red pill makes me see. Absolutely. Beta male, pretending to be alpha 23. You're absolutely right, brother. Saw a Western the other day when the guy B slapped a lady across the face. Imagine the criticism that actor would get today. Oh, geez. Imagine the movies like Mel Brooks made. They couldn't even be made today. A lot of the 80s movies couldn't even be made today. Crazy. Back then, it was a different world. That was before legal got involved. Everything I do, Bryan Adams, ultra simp. Ultra simp. I think unicorns invented genital herpes and VD, Matt Towner. They came from somewhere. Rib Grunt. Yeah, 5 Years of Freedom. He's got some good stuff. We got some good content creators. Dak, FJT, Rev, CJ, Redline Man, Brandon Trueblood, AKS. If I'm missing anyone, let me know. We got some good folks. MGTOW Cowboy, when he pops up, he's out of Chicago. Sheriff, when I'm with you, Sheriff's vomit-inducing song. MGTOW Sims. Give Sims a bad name. There you go. If sleuths can wear Wonder Bras, push-up bras, and make her boobs appear bigger, can men just put socks in their jeans to make it? I'm all for it too, man. No, it's a different world for them. John Galt, Ace Ventura won't be shown because of, Ray Finkel's story. I've dated unicorns before. Months later, unicorns magically change their minds. You should have maintained more frame and used better soap. Oh, Ghost MGTOW. There you go. That's right. He's got a channel too. Scotty Side's got a channel. We got good players. All power ballads are simp songs. Design simpage to separate young girls from their money. Absolutely. Cater to a woman. And I think that's what most country and ballads are. They cater to the woman's pocketbook, which ironically probably comes from the man, right? To be honest, I sometimes get terrified about thinking to stay alone for the rest of my life. 3 to 4, you're 34, no woman, no children. Andreas, you got to put your validation on yourself. Now, does that mean you can't go on dates or have a potential relationship? Just vet everything possible. The plane from Galago was MGTOW going its way, shooting shit into the galaxy. Well said, brother. Michael Bolton, when a man loves a woman. Yep. And Rip Meatloaf, bat out of hell. He was a weird dude, wasn't he? The potential a man has is unlimited, all power to the fellow man. Well said, Richard. Good stuff. Here I go again on my own. Whitesnake, slide it in right to the top. Here I go again. Andreas, there's a lot of life to live. Well said, John. Cowboy and I were drinking Sunday night at my bar. Good. Molly Hatchet, love hurts. I remember that. The Simpson country music may be why America is collapsing. Man, there are Kane Brown, Jason Aldean, Tonight Looks Good on You. I like to play Jason Aldean's song. It's a fun song to play on guitar, easy. I truly think those raised in the 80s and maybe the 90s, along with the boomers, idolized women over themselves. Yeah. Good to have you, Carl. Brad, we should come out with our own Cope soap, NFT. What if we came out with our own simp coin? Way these water buffaloes are grazing America in 2022. If women were worth their weight in gold, the average chick would end world hunger. A heavy woman does not need food storage. She has enough on her to keep her sustained. The average woman is what, 170 pounds now? The crazy poon worship in country makes me sick. Boys to men, yeah. How about Color Me Bad? Hot potholes, hot patati, bless my soul, I really love rock and roll. The song Nothing But Love for You Baby by Heavy D and the Boys was the first sign. Heavy D and the Boys. Then you got to wash it down with NWA. I Ain't the One. Keith Whitey, but he had the good, successful, the Def Leppard. You know, boy, when Def Leppard after like Pyromania, a lot, Hysteria, Love Bites. I mean, but after those albums, when Love and Hate collide, and they've got some simp stuff, but it's sold. We need more songs that tell stories about heroes fighting the wars and stuff like that. Metallica sings a lot about that. Tennessee Wine, huge simp song. Polska Bob. You mean Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. You're the Inspiration, simp song. Coke Soap, Bleach. There you go. They already have a simp crypto, and I have billions. But can you imagine the blue pills going after simp coin? We got to make a simp coin. Carl, average woman today weighs as much as the average man did in the 60s. Gotta love body positivity. My body, my wallet. My body, my choice. Average woman today weighs as much. You damn right. I just read that. Siat says, before MGTOW became a thing, as a kid in the 80s, I always thought it was unusual that my ex-girlfriends would find new boyfriends really fast. And my sister was the poster child for finding boyfriends within like 10 seconds. She'd break up with them and find another. A chick with a roast beef and or ugly feet, instant deal breaker. Should be. Douglas, full hum. Cheers to you, and glad you are here, brother. Where are you from? Hat, potholes. That was funny. I never bought a Def Leppard. I got Def Leppard. I like some of their stuff. Read a recent news report. Testosterone levels in men are on the decline. Simping does have its effects. Yes, it does. And sitting at your computer all day, playing video games on your phone. Give your support to the Canadian truckers. The Chinata government is doing everything possible to shut it down. If they fail, our politicians will become more oppressive. SCE in the house. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. Absolutely, guys. Truckers are the lifeblood of our society. Van Halen ain't talking about love. Van Halen had some good stuff too. Sub out to FJT. Thanks, Dak. Sub out to everybody. Yeah, Tennessee Whiskey was the name of that song. Aerosmith, you're my angel. Sing it right in the shower. You're my angel. Oh my gosh. Beavis and Butthead used to say that the metal bands had to sing simping ballads in order to please their groupies. Beavis. That's right. Gerald, the night is a wonderful time to fall in love. April wine. April wine. Guys, invest in Shinobi's Thunder Chickens. It's the fastest way to get out of debt slavery. Well said, Red. A lot of the glam metal was all simps. Oh, Poison? Every rose has its thorn. Yeah, Carl, check out FJT. He's got some good stuff. Check out his voicemails. They crack me up. Big Dick in the house. Welcome to the shit show. Same kind of ladies here in Denmark. Don't look. They're gone. Let them leave and leap out. You know, the end road leads to a boxed wine, actually a refrigerator, and empty cartons of boxed wine, and cats. That's where it leads. The Princess Destiny syndrome, that's the journey it goes. It jumps through delusion, the town of delusion. Then it ends in, then they hit the wall. Then they climb over the wall. Then they hit the Walmart for the box wine. Right? Start your own crypto and masculine. North Carolina, my brother lived out in Pinehurst. Love songs and whiskey almost ruined my life. James Miller, good to see you, brother. Back again. Yep, I can see that. Mr. Sammy in the house. Brandon Trueblood, REO Speedwagon. Went from rock and blues to rock band to hyper simp. What was their song that they sang? REO Speedwagon. Is that You've Lost That Love and Feeling? Is that it? I can't remember. Let's see. I'd love it if we all took the red pill MGTOW men who show their face and ask women if they really think these men can't get women. I always find it funny when I get comments. You can't get any woman. You are horrible with ladies. I think it's funny. Shout out to the Canadians for standing up to tyranny. Absolutely. That goddamn Trudeau. If they automate trucking, there are going to be serious economic repercussions. That drives me nuts. This automation crap, especially with the big trucks that they're trying to do that to. Mm-hmm. Kevin Arnold from the Wondered Years is a big ass simp El Padrino. I'm going to agree with that statement 100%. April wine. You guys are cracking me up. I would like to have it figured out by now, but it's hard to swallow how modern society has turned ugly on men. It's like walking up and not knowing what just happened. Yeah, just keep coming to these channels. Your thoughts are met with experience and guys that understand. Right? Belgium is not playing. Tyrants have their hands full. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Russia and Ukraine. Coach Greg Adams says that the original rap was pretty realistic about women, but that now they've shifted over to simping to please the feminists. They're doing something, man. Check out Run DMC's Dumb Girl. That song would probably be canceled today. Sub out to Mr. Brandon Trueblood. I don't want to close my eyes. Don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, babe. I don't want to miss a thing. Oh, Aerosmith, complete friggin' yeah. Red wine and kitty stacks have all skyrocketed. Ew, check out John Boston's what's the POG? What's the one that's got what's that EF or that fund? There are several women buying cat litter and cat food. Okay, this is gonna drive me nuts. Keep on loving you, that's right. Sub to Scotty's, them truckers, Chris Mitchell in the house. Chris Mitchell's got a channel. Them truckers better burn some shit down and get some libs. We're seeing a collapse, man. Why is there so much talk about gender pay gap but no talk about gender spend gap? Because you never question them what they spend their money on, or you'll be abusive. The Righteous Brothers. You lost that love and feeling. Thank you, Ed. Good to have you, brother. How about some air supply, air simp supply? Air supply to the simps. Yeah. The Beatles were bad. Simp early change, love me do. You know I love you. My mom loved the Beatles. Absolutely. John, that's funny. REO Speedwagon. I love, REO Speedwagon was a name of a vehicle. Just like Ford or Chrysler. REO Speedwagon was one of the originals. Never knew that. I do love the Heart Breaks Me and You single again. There you go, James. Never, ever angle for a long-term commitment before she does. Never. You men do not manage relationships. Women do. Rev, shout out to Rev's channel. Never trust a woman that catfishes you and ends up looking like the bad guy from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. What? Words of wisdom, El Padrino. Yep, we're talking. We got some simps. Just go and karaoke to REO Speedwagon. Light speed into the wall. Humping and dumping. The goober in the house. Good to see you. Trucks, as they are now, will probably remain viable for another 20 years. That change will be able to take place overnight. I think you're right, man. Jordan Peterson dropped a new video about the crisis in Canada. I'll have to check that out. Why is it so hard for Blue Pill to see the truth? A friend of mine, they don't want to see the truth. Remember, they live in fantasy. Wife doing a lot of dirty things to him, even showing the body on Instagram. Because he doesn't want to believe it. That's the problem. That is the problem with Blue Pill simp. They don't want to believe the reality. They want to live in the fantasy that they can somehow change it if they're nicer. Kevin Arnold got cucked in the final season. What a way to go out, King Simp. Gravy Train in the house. Apparently, the more likely man was this woman, the closer they are to summoning the Antichrist. Why is there so much talk in the society about things like male privilege and white privilege, but you never hear anything about putty privilege? I'm full of questions tonight. Thank you, Jerome. I need to send you a link, Rad, from The Atlantic about several statistical studies showing and proving how women lose the interest in their partner after. I just think their brains are different. They do. I believe that's completely true. Carl, sub out to Red Mine. Ricky Martin might have been a simp too. Oh, total simp, and I think he's gay. Well, he's gay, right? I like blues, always about women leaving you behind. I'm a blues fan myself too, James. Pause is the ETF. There you go. Check it out. Old school rap, laid it out there. Check out some Too Short. The Rev liking Too Short. I've been called an incel multiple times in the comment. They put women on such a high pedestal. It's hard at all to get a woman. Getting a bunch of women isn't a huge accomplishment. FJT. You know, people love to shame because they're basically externalizing what they feel on the internal. Slayer. There you go. There's some bands to check out if you like war. Lisa Smith, Air Supply. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Sub to Chris Mitchell's. The hair bands did a lot more simping than real metal bands. I would agree with that statement. The punk bands were, you want to listen to non-simp music, check out the punk band, 7 Seconds, Circle Jerks, Dead Kennedys. Don't Let Her Go. All right, there we go. Polo 25. Red pill is lights. Blue pill philosophy is darkness. Very good. Stay strong, brothers, and never give up. I think that's what we stand for. I used to love her, but I had to kill. She bitched so much it drove me nuts, and now we're happier this way. The Kitty Cat Box Wine Club. Welcome back, Victor Van Frankenstein. If a woman smells downstairs, it might be due to changed pH values caused by antidepressants. Box wine, or lack of personal hygiene. Antidepressants change the physical chemistry of a body. I think you're right, brother. I've learned the hard way to stop educating women on what men want in women, nor educating men on what they need to do to secure happiness and fulfillment. Most men don't want to listen. You're right. We don't recruit for this. People find us. You cannot recruit this thinking. Blue pill men will eventually find it if they see the reality. Did you know that the day before 9/11, 2.3 trillion was missing? I heard that. I watched one of those documentaries. Remember when the Beatles played, the world and women were very different? Jeez, wasn't that the case? Early 60s. There was no fault divorce. Aside from the jokes, the important thing is that changes are happening. It'll take time, but the wheels are turning. Things are happening. Does a woman have the character to stay after the sparks are gone? Does she have real love for her aging man because she recognizes his years of sacrifice? These types existed 80 years ago. Well, I think you make a good point, Red. Our brains are different. And 80 years ago, it wasn't based on love. People didn't get together because they were in love. They got together because she had a body that could birth 15 kids, and he had shoulders that could plow multiple fields. That's why. And the respect grew into some sort of love. That's my thoughts. They hate, guys hate you for trying to wake them up. They do. They don't like the truth. They can't see the truth. If a man commits in 2022 with everything we see around, you really deserve to get what you get. Well said, Jason. Ivory Coast by Rancid. Song about Civil War. Rancid's pretty good. Young Peasy in the house. Good to see you, brother. I blame Cyndi Lauper. Girls just want to have fun. And Oprah. And all of Madonna's songs. Can you imagine Guar making a simp song? Guar. I remember seeing Guar in the day. They're still going. Eric Cartman used Slayer music to drive the hippies out of South Park. Slayer. Sepultura. I've written some blue pill songs. It's just show business to me, says Big M. It sells. Simpy songs sell. Guns N' Roses didn't do any simping. Do you think November Rain is a simp song? I'm focusing on weightlifting currently. Good for you, brother. Keep going. Iron Maiden never simped. No, they didn't. To the incels, sometimes sex smells like ass. It's overrated. They just don't understand. They think they're going to find a paradise between the legs. It's not as paradise as one thinks. But they put it on such a pedestal that if anyone gets it, they tear them down, like FJT says. Red Hill hip hop song from the 90s. Let a hoe be a hoe. Girl, go home and wash out your beaver. NWA. Geron is correct. 2 days before 9/11, It delayed the call for, yep. Got a friend on Discord who's 28, former alcoholic, who's now with a heavy partier who's cheated on him twice. Doesn't want to listen. And they won't. Nothing you can do, Carl. Pink Floyd never simped. Rooster by Alice in Chains about Cantrell's dad and Nom. Yeah, I love that song. Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child Mine was pure, unadulterated simping. I think it was about his girlfriend. Evan Everly. I'm the outfield. Don't want to lose your love tonight. Sing it, Rad. I got to remember that. Josie's on a vacation. Yeah, the outfield. Some dude will simp until the day they die. Sad but true. I knew a guy, he's like, been married 4 times, still believes in it. Can't fix stupid. Why can't I find a man? You've been effed and shucked by high-value men through your teens and 20s. You're pissed off and they don't want to commit. Your recreational fun, that's it. Yeah, guys are waking up. Iron Maiden. Negative approach. CBF in the house. Good to have you, brother. Yeah, I know those guys. Chicago never simp. Oh, wait, that's just all they did. Chicago. Peter Cetera. I love Guar. They're always on Viva La Bam. Honeymoon Suite. I got a new girl now. Pure simp. Simping ain't easy, guys. Maybe all simp men had to figure out where the money is made very easily, just like women on OnlyFans. Guys, you want to make a lot of money, sing a simp song. Simp army especially tricked and manipulated. Bjorn, good to see you. Women are feminists until the bill comes. Till the house is burning down and you got to carry them out. Run to the hills. Run to the hills. Simps and 98%ers are 2 cheeks of the same butt. They clap in collusion and create bad hair. There you go, Mr. Valorem. Love stinks. Love stinks. Yeah, I remember when that song came out. My mom would not let us listen to it. She said it was not a good song. The secretions never simp, Gerald. It's not funny he's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Guar had one of the best live shows. Absolutely. Never mind. I remember seeing Kiss, but Guar, come on. AC/DC, Malcolm Young, the schoolboy outfit. Relationships in the 21st century is a mirage, an illusion. They're very difficult. Polo 25. I got the shaft. Jerry Reed, keeping it real. 8675309. Tommy Two-Tone. He lives out in Lake Oswego, Oregon, about 10 minutes from where I live. Never saw him, though. Probably simping. When Guar goes simp, I'm out listening to Spotify. Other than my playlist. Oh my gosh. I absolutely love Electric Light Orchestra. Starlight Tightrope and Turn to Stone are my faves. There you go, brother. Coach Greg Adams coined the term Gump for simps who are stupid and naive. They will never learn from their mistakes. All Forrest Gump. My band opened for Guar in 2016. No kidding. I want to hear that story, Scotty. Good for you. I don't know if you were around back in the day. I'm older than you, but we used to go to Pine Street Theater, which turned into La Luna. Saw a bunch of, that's where I saw Guar. Sypnosis is actually a condition. Look it up. Is that an Urban Dictionary, Dak? Chris Brown Zero is anti-simp. Don't know much about him. Last month, I made No Simp in Spotify channel. Boy, was it hard to find songs. It is. Chris is in the house. Good to see you, Chris from Mexico. Cyndi Lauper's not guilty. Blame the sexist reggaeton our society is listening to these days. Lyrics are pure auditory porn. Well said. Good to have you, Chris. The cult of the mother goddess is on the rise. It's the latest iteration of Lucifer. Some say the rise of the mother goddess signifies the beginning of the end. The harlot riding the beast. Even though nobody wants to believe it, you were spot on. Most don't see that we didn't get rid of the higher power. We just replaced him with her. Ooh, solid. Guar took his to another level. Sure did. All the songs by the Cars. Drive. A female coworker was asking another female, says Hammer Down, in our break room, where have all the good men gone? If I said that work, I'd be fired. Hammer Down in the house. Rad, the woman I know who's dated a felon I mentioned earlier, was married to a guy who ended up in jail. She seems like a normal chick, but stuck in a bad boy mode. I have free tickets to this. Bad Boy Mode for 300 Trebek. Roy Clark's Thank God and Greyhound You're Gone is the best MGTOW country song ever. Any Mr. Big? I love Mr. Big. These guys are a good band. They didn't get very big. I mean, they hit the tail end, and then grunge came and destroyed it all. She Got the Gold Mine was the very first Red Pill song. Gerald Montagna. Hammer down, call out a female for her actions in the workplace, say hello to HR. I got in trouble for saying the team of women on the East a few years ago, they had a lot of issues, a lot of drama. HR called me. My boss turned me in. ELO, Can't Bring Me Down. Good song. Guar plays the Right Fest every year. My brother and I always buy white t-shirts for their last time I came out. Are there any... I don't know how... You guys remember Insane Clown Posse? I can't imagine any of Rad's fans like Insane Clown Posse. That is a weird band. She Got the Gold Mine, I Got the Shaft. Jerry Reed rocks the truth. There you go. Forrest Gump still loved and accepted Jenny even after the AIDS. Simping for 300 Trebek. Master in Sympology. Who is John Gall? We got to Google that. The feminists worship Lilith because Lilith divorced Adam. She left him. I like when Guar had Joe Biden introduce them and they chopped his head off. Where the hell have all the good simps gone? Well, you might think I'm crazy the way I run you down the cars. There you go. Andrea, this is weird, but my grandparents born in the 30s were like a generation that stayed together through tough storms and sunshines. The knowledge to nurse their relations seems extinct. Now it's just too easy to leave. That's the problem. They get too much attention. But you're right, Andreas. My grandparents, the only reason their marriage broke up was because one died. Mavericks, all you ever do is bring me down. There's a great song by LA Guns called Gone Honey. When women leaves a guy and then comes back sniffing around to get back with them. Call Me Coon back. Check out Call Me Coon's channel, guys. The Juggalos. The Juggalo is a person that likes Insane Clown Posse, and they have their own soda pop. Or they drink Faygo. Don't Bring Me Down. Reverend, they're all over around here. I want to know what love is. Jenny. MGTOW, WWF, Attitude, AREN, Sims, PG-13. There you go. We need to come up with a divorce survivor ribbon like breast cancer. I'd make it black. The CBF, who's going chicken hunting? I don't know, brother. Insane Clown Posse had a little fight with Sharon Osbourne years ago. Yeah, they're a weird band, man. I work with women who always brag about getting married. If those guys only knew the personalities they're about to marry, I'd feel bad. The fantasy for 300 Trebek. They know, they ignore the red flags. They sure do. The Hulkamania. He power bombs MFers into thumbtacks. Yeah. LA Guns, guys. Faygo. Check out, they did a documentary on Juggalos. You guys got to check it out on YouTube. It's very interesting. There's an indie band called The Math and Physics Club, and they play a bunch of thirsty, needy simps. Of course they do. Of course they do. Robert in the house, good to see you, brother. Celebrating your birthday tomorrow. Big 48. 48 tomorrow, brother. Happy birthday in advance. Guar is brilliant. They make lots of money and have like over 30 members. They're interchangeable. I'm telling you, they do not play music. They have an experience. Cancer cases are up 300% over a 5-year average. Neurological up 1,000. Miscarriages are a crazy percentage. Makes you wonder what might have happened to cause this. Ooh, I wonder. Hammer Style, it's bluegrass is all red pill, and it's from the 1860s. Waiting for a girl like you, Foreigner. Call Me Coon, sub out to his channel. Saw a documentary on the FBI and Insane Clown Posse. I remember that. The women that follow them, no friggin' way, unless you got some flour to find. I'm telling you. They are not attractive. it's a weird, I mean, the people that, yeah, they're just a different audience. Absolutely. Happy birthday to our brother Robert. You know, I hope he goes and has some peace, quiet, and happiness in Texas tomorrow. See you later, Andreas. Good to have you. 45. No kidding. Good for you, brother. I'm stoked to turn 50 this year. Anyone saw the A&E documentary on Playboy Secret? No, but that sounds interesting. Check that out. Did you know at this very moment, cats are forming a mutiny to break out of feminazi's apartment for freedom? I can't imagine those cats are happy. Speaking of cats, I just heard there is a school system somewhere in some liberal state that is now catering to furries. These are kids that think they're dogs or cats or bunny rabbits. They have now put, I could not believe it, they have now put kitty litter boxes in the bathrooms for these so-called furries. You thought non-binary was an interesting deviation. Now there's furries, guys. Speaking of cats and dogs. Kitty litter in bathrooms so these so-called humans that think they're dogs and cats can go lay in it. That's the world we live in. Bring the knowledge. I'm doing some research about that Lilith aforementioned getting learned. Yep, Lilith was Adam's first mythological wife that divorced him. There is an actual girl concert tour years ago called Lilith Fair. Yeah, happy birthday. Furries. I'm telling you, Rev, you got to check it out. Furries. It was a hoax. The kitty lit. Was it a hoax? I thought it was real. It was a liberal state, which doesn't. Nothing surprises me anymore. Happy birthday to Richard. Good to have Richard in the chat. They're messing up kids so bad. Damn right there. They are denying that they are doing that in the school. I'm telling you, I got a buddy that's a principal of a school. He says it's out of control, libtard. You look great for 49. I had you pegged for 39. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm going to be 50. So is Justice Breyer asked to retire so they can get someone in there who supports 53 genders? Well, what's interesting is Let's Go Brandon. He doesn't even pick people on merit. He's completely opposite of Martin Luther King. Pick the person that's the best suited for the job, not because of their skin color. I'm sorry. If Jerron or Robert or CJ are better than me, they get the job. That's how I roll. If you're a better basketball player, you get drafted. I mean, it's as simple as that. The person that has better merit gets the position, regardless of creed, race, color, and so forth. Not because they identify differently. Respect to the QB salesman, Don West, the guy who used to crap me up. He'll see here. QB, I remember that guy. We covered it on PopStream, kitty litter. Okay, so it is a hoax, right? Dang. Rad, yep, they put kitty litter boxes and substitute teachers was fired for not meowing. Well, you know what? We should plant some sort of like joke like that and see if it takes off. Yeah, absolutely. At fast. Give Richard happy birthday. Did you hear that story of a female because yep, crazy. Lilith was ultra promiscuous. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It was in Michigan, so Pop and Blake covered it. I'll have to check that out. I put nothing past I don't either. I don't put anything past them. Lilith Fair, the Indigo, yes. And it was a lesbian, yes, like Brandy Carlisle's and all that crap. They're all in now. Rome is burning. John Galt. John Galt's right on. Right on. Lilith would not submit. Rib grunt. She wouldn't. Mostly old stuff. Lamb of God, God forbid. Classic rap is too many to list here. Yeah. How about Public Enemy? Jim Crow Joe said Don of a bitch on live TV. Now, if Trump did that, imagine. Of course. I am 49 years old. Meritocracy is dead in corporate America, especially in Fortune 100 companies. They're all woke now. They did fire the teacher for not meowing at the kid. That is ridiculous. The qualifications for BP was a black vaggie. Yeah. Then look how she's doing in the job. Not very good. All right, brother, you're going to have a good birthday tomorrow. I have to look up the cat litter. Probably was in Vermont. It was probably the school where Ben and Jerry's went to, right? John, probably in Vermont. Just him saying that's funny as shit. Call a school and say my kid identifies as a furry. Want to check that laboratory policies are in place to make it feel at home. Again, but you know what? But the funny thing is, even if they're fake, I believed it because of this shit show world we live in, right? See you later, John. Have a good one, brother. Now M&Ms are on the woke. I saw that too. The M&Ms. They got the rainbow colors now. You know who the only gall dang non-binary characters were? Teletubbies. Teletubbies were non-binary. Think about this. A female can make a man a father, but a man can't make a female a mother. We live in a shit show. M&Ms, that's where they belong anyway. My mother loved peanut M&Ms. I still like them. Don't eat them as much. How about Pantera? Good stuff. Dimebag Darrell was Pantera, right? Now here's the deal, guys. Wanting a relationship, there's nothing wrong with that. And wanting to be with a woman is nothing wrong with that. You have to understand why men are walking away, why it's difficult. It's the hive mind. It's the media manipulation. It's the Princess Destiny syndrome. It's the instruction that she can have it all. Independence, motherhood, career, be a great wife. She can't. So you got to vet. You got to find the 1% to 2% we talk about. If you're interested, I wouldn't even go look for them. Just let them pop in your world if they do pop. And if they're not the 1% to 2%, in and out quick if you need that. If you know the risks and the rewards. But don't get attached. Look at the crazy shit 4chan got women to do. We can do better than them, guys. You know, a lot of talk about red pill is, you know, there's a lot of bashing on women. We don't bash women. We don't hate women. We understand female nature as we understand our nature as well. But I bet you that Biden will require a black vag as qualification. I'm sure. I heard a story today that they're thinking about putting Kamala Harris in that slot. She's on the short list. You know? Nuts. Carl, it's like TFM said, you almost have to outwoke them to have any rights today. Tomorrow I'm going down to the DMV to identify as a masculine presenting trans les. I need a promotion. Yeah, today you're a woman. You have menstrual cramps. You can identify that way. Was playing Cemetery Gates the other night. Good for you. The queen is dead. Love Mr. Child, but at my age, they'll kill me, Rad. Be careful, folks. I told the IRS I identify as them so I don't have to pay taxes. What would happen if you got a ticket and then you went to court and you said, that's not me. I'm Sharon Jenkins. I'm not Sean Jenkins. Because even though you changed genders, that last gender's dead. Knowledge about female nature has become common sense. Garuda Ghost is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Check out Garuda's channel as well. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well out in Europe. Pantera's Club in Arlington was the best. An awesome place. Mysterio in the house, our master of disaster in Canada. Good to see you, brother. You just getting off work or what? A vulgar display. Ah. A vulgar picture was the song on, if we're talking Smiths, on Strange Ways. Here we come. All right, let me jump down here. The meow story happened, but not the way it's written about. Still, I'm going to put some Michael Bolton greatest hits. Why should I change my name? That guy's an ass clown. Where did that come from? Who knows that line? Why should I change my name? Michael Bolton, he's an ass clown. Merit does matter, Rib. I want the guy that's best suited for the job, not the guy that is missing his genitalia. The only wrong in today's world is a biological male identifying as a male. Ain't that the truth, brother? Shout out to Garuda Ghost Channel. Rick James talking through a Ouija board. I'm Rick James, biatch. All right. The teacher is a TikToker. The video went viral. She went for it. Oh, these women, these teachers on TikTok drive me nuts. You know? People call us women haters because they don't want the wheel of manipulation to stop. They'll quickly find out who needs who if men kept their money to themselves. Well said, brother. Attaboy, Office Space. We got a troll in here. Why do women change men like socks? Because they can and they will. It's as simple as that. There's no other explanation. That's how they work. Imagine going to a judge for a criminal pleading and saying, but that's not me. You should accept me for who I am. And then you can get them for hating on you or transphobia. Men and women are like this. 80% of men are logical and 20% emotional, with women in the reverse. Absolutely. Women are more emotional than men. Men are more logical than women. Simple as that. We don't hate on it. We just understand it. Everybody at every table, we're singing their songs. Is the old in and out game worth it? It's just one woman's regret and calling the police. Then what? Well, you're right. It's risky. Got to know the risks and the rewards. You know? You're right, Big Dick Dane. Job placement is all about box checking. Yeah. I mean, you apply now, you got to tell them if you're white or non-white, Hispanic, male, female, veteran, non-veteran, which is fine. I think veterans deserve to get jobs. That's probably one place that I would say, you know what, those mofos risk their lives. They should be able to get first pick of the job. I'm down with that. But if you're a different skin color, no, give the job to the most qualified person. Office Space. Damn right. Yeah, we got some good content creators in this channel. Good stuff. All men want is a little physical action with some peace and quiet. That's all. We want women that are feminine, non-masculine traits. We want women that are cooperative. We want women that appreciate their men and appreciate being with them and want to do things for them because they want to do and please their man. There are women like that, but 1% to 2%. See you later, Padrino. Good to have you. So what happened with the voice? Oh, Omicron last week. Oof. And I'm just getting over it. My voice is getting a lot stronger. That shit lives right here, man. Congestion and all that crap. It's real. Someone invented it, though. I've watched Dave Ramsey. Not much, though. I don't have debt. Be right back, Brother Polska. SCE, meritocracy doesn't fill the correct quotas. Correct. David Blaine identifies as a magician. Had a friend of mine not call his girl back, and she called the police on him, and she said he assaulted her. Well, it's turning. But you know what? At the same time, I think a lot of organizations are realizing there's a lot of fakeness going on. Just save your text messages. The only thing that all females seem to have an issue with in regards to what a man requires are the behaviors, activities, and characteristics that put that relationship to risk. I would agree, Drew. Thanks, Dak. Appreciate it. Just step in to say hi and hit that like before my weekly meeting with Women Against False Acts. Please be with y'all. Peace be with y'all. Good to have you, T-Fits. Oh, man. I'm fighting the coof myself, Scotty. Dude, there was nothing I could do. No. I was popping Advil and ibuprofen and Dayquil and NyQuil. This escaped some lab in China. This is not a biological derivative. Somebody created it. Thank you, Mysterio. I am on the mend. Dave Ramsey gives bad advice as men. I know. I read CGA talks about that when these guys are paying off the debt. I mean, it happens all over. I mean, you know, a guy wants to take care. I paid off $2,000 in credit cards when we got back from our honeymoon. I'm like, we don't have debt. You know, our marriage lasted into the teens, but that was fine. But guys getting together to take on debt like that, at least I got something out of it. 3 kids and, you know, that experience. But that's the reality, right? Guys want to do that because they think being nice and helping someone will get them something in return, and it doesn't. That's the whole problem with Blue Pill. They think being nicer and being more attentive and more endearing is going to help them. It's not. You're absolutely right, Richard. That's interesting. For me, it was. I'm a pretty healthy dude, and I missed it the last 2 years. I've been to different countries, and then I get this Omicron. That was probably released too. I'm just waiting for the day when a woman accuses a G-man for sexual harassment because of an eggplant emoticon. That's probably going to happen. It's all man-made. I believe it is a man-made iteration. Some monkeys escaped recently. I guess they had some symptoms. Yeah. Did they find them all? Hey, Rad, 2 more dating app videos. I would preach watching those. Well, this is what I'm going to say about dating apps. If you're not strong enough to deal with the rejection, don't do it. Are you going to get any quality out of it? Most likely not. Are women going to ghost the hell out of you? Yes. If you play it like a game and don't give a crap, then go for it. Other than that, stay the hell away from it. Most guys can't handle it. They'll get depressed when they don't land a date or get ghosted. If a man feels like his woman is going to use some sort of abuse, what is he supposed to do? Call the cops in the state that his wife is going off the rails? Yeah, he could, but they won't believe him. The man has never believed. Fauci, yes, he did. Yes, he did. That shit was made. I believe Donald J. Trump when he said it is a China virus man-made in a lab. There are some people who actually think 9/11 was a blank attack. I'm with you, brother. Too many weird coincidences. So, Rad, the O is just a cold that you got over. I didn't need a shot. I'm not jabbed, but it was a long cold. And it lasted 5 days. Like the most painful sore throat ever. Wasn't strep. Didn't go away. So what do you think it's going to look like for the pokes? There's a big conflict between. I think people are realizing it doesn't work, George, and they were bamboozled. Rad, how are you doing with fasting? Last week I couldn't fast. I was dropping vitamin C, taking NyQuil, Dayquil, sugar in it, but I fasted Sunday, went 24 from Sunday to Monday. Yesterday I ate dinner, had some cake, and then been fasting for I'm going another 24, maybe 36. I'm going to try to do that to clean up all this Omicron crap. Let's get a shout out to the Kendall Rican, who was on his panel, only mildly drunk last night. Okay. Best thing to do is stay away from dating apps. I'd agree. Most men can't handle them. Rad, I want to see more videos for you doing some skate tricks. Okay. Dave Ramsey is out of date. Good plan for 20 years, but staying out of debt has been advice since biblical times. I agree, Brandon. I think he's out of touch. Jerome, almost as if it was required to orchestrate. Yeah, I'm on that bandwagon. Rather guy I know marrying the 300-pounder. You saw her pics? Yes, I did. I cannot stomach to hear me. Man, that chick is heavier than a pet raccoon in a garbage can behind a Tasty Freeze. Dating apps are a scam. The man has to pay for a boost. You're paying to see some chicks that don't want to see you. Well, Dating apps are in business to keep you single, not to get you dates. They want you single. You're absolutely right. Maybe it's time to make some content for myself. I think you should, Slam. I think you got some good stuff. You got a good story. It's all planned, says Mr. Sammy. I agree. Have you ever heard of a virus of all? No. Have you ever heard of a virus shutting down the whole world? Forget women, I heard cake. Yummy, Billy the Goat. Good to have you, brother. 304s are crazy. Heavier than a pet rack than Brock Lesnar. Funny now how if you're not jab, employers are looking at charging more. I know. But if you're over a BMI of 35, nothing happens. Rad, get me off dating apps. They can't be taken seriously. They can't. People are waiting in line in the cold to find out if they have a cold. The ones with 3 jabs are all getting sick. Yeah. My ex has got all of them in the booster since she got sick. Trauma bonding. Has the wig been getting you more dates? Resa Bite in the house. Good to see you, brother. I haven't worn it since I wore it that one day. I haven't even worn it out of the house. I should, though. When I wear it under a beanie, it looks even better. Yeah, we mentioned 5 years. We're going to do a collab. He's a good dude. Oh, Rib, if you just saw a picture of her, oh, it's disgusting. The Pfizer CEO said that the shot gives you limited protection. She doesn't give you shit. The bamboozlement of people believing their government has all of the answers. That is the problem. I'll decide that. Good Mother. I've heard about Good Mother. European model saying Boston can get 2 to 3 feet of snow. Damn, dude. You're going to have one of those huge ass blizzards. They can mandate a jab, but can't mandate immigration laws. Exactly. Or fix voting. I agree with that statement, SCE. Absolutely. Sub to Billy the Goat. I think I'm a sub to Billy the Goat. They have sub to everybody that's in here. Some people at my job got the hokey pokey. They still caught the coffee cough. When I hear of somebody that's completely jabbed and they get it, I'm just thinking to myself, I thought you're not supposed to get it. Well, you're not supposed to die from it and have lesser complications. You still got it. People's genetics and biology are all different. Moderna was previous mode RNA. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. So if you guys want to understand why guys are leaving the dating market, it's because of those issues. Princess Destiny syndrome. No return on investment or very little. Slim to none. Women are more masculine. And it's risky. And you're right. It's a waste of time. Again, if you change your mindset and just want to just do it as a game, because people don't believe that, you have to understand rejection is 99.9%. Now, in the past, Rad did dating apps. I did a video on it. I did it 6 years ago. 6 years ago, it was a different world back then. Now it's a shit show. I would say the last 3.5, 4 years has been on the down. And then a new one will come out and everyone goes to that. Oh, Hinge is better. Or, coffee and donuts is better. Whatever the hell it is. But I tell guys, stay off it. You can't handle it. The rejection, most guys can't. And the dating apps want you single. The algorithms prove it. You don't get liked unless you pay. So, yeah, stay off it. So the J&J poke is not available now. I don't know about that. 100 years ago, we're dealing with Spanish flu, and I don't think the world shut down. No, it didn't. And I, too, SCE, have not received them. At this point, no man should commit to any chick who haven't worked her blank off to prove no matter what, he's the one. They don't have to work anymore, Call Me Coon. They just show up, put on their fake eyelashes and makeup, and they're supposed to be treated like a princess. The government, the multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical companies, and multi-billion-dollar corporations do not have your best interest at heart. No, they don't. And I don't understand why an intelligent, logical person can't figure that crap out. We're willing to send the troops to the border for Ukraine, but sending troops to secure our border is xenophobic. Make the world make sense, Rad. It's idiocracy. We're living a movie. Now they're talking about the fourth one, yeah? And the fifth and the sixth. I know a guy who got both and the booster, and he got the flu shot. Does he live in Vermont, John? Why is the earth still spinning? They say it spins 1,000-something miles an hour. How is it still? Good question, man. Good question. Mysterio, only the soldiers who were inoculated got the blank flu. Huh? Probably right. Sub to Good Mother. I got to check that out. I don't know if you guys have talked about it. Rick Astley's never going to give you up. He was the ultimate sim. I'll go off grid before I take it. Me too. Me too. They use fetal stem cells. Yeah, aborted stem cells. You know? Go to college. Yeah. College is another indoctrination area. I need to go lay down. See, get better there, Scotty. We covered the soldiers getting poked and dying on Pop and KDR last night. You guys got to see that. I'm going to check that out after this. The world was fighting war the last time we had a flu going around. The flu killed everyone. Now, I'm sure there's going to be something happening soon. Brad, I've been told by several men that the dating sites all have the same women on them. They do. I'm unpoked and will remain that way. Good for you, Richard. Me too. Good Mother does epic live stream. Like, geez, I got to check that out. Rejection is just based on the physical, which equals the woman not being into the physically, and it does not mean anything. Correct? Correct, Mysterio? If we get the Thanos variant, then half of us are gone like dust in the wind. What is that variant? Yeah, someone talked about that. They'll probably change the definition of fully poked or up to date. Stephen A. Smith was still, yeah. He almost died, and he appreciated for not. That didn't work. Sorry, Mr. Smith. What if these pokes make the pseudo-femmes sterile in the long run? Something's going to happen. I also think the poke can change people's behavior. Guru to ghost. You're absolutely right. Anytime you put any sort of chemical in your body, you change it. Ben Stark's in the house. Good to see you. Uber Mensch in the house. Good to see you. Good for you. No poke for me. Where were the mandates for the flu? Right. Well, the flu was biological, not man-made. We don't want to take any of that crap. I've been on with her a couple times. Cool. I'll check it out. Did you hear Better Bachelors found land to build a men's retreat in Montana? I want to buy a timeshare. That'd be cool. Shout out to a fellow flat earther. Never going to simp, never going to cuck you out. Rev. Doctors say natural immunity, which you gain, is better than pokey. I agree with that. That's why I'm excited that passed through me. Good to see you, Uber Mensch, as well. What is Utah's current stance on going to restaurants? Now, I think there's one restaurant that wants it. They got their asses kicked. They're like, people were writing on comment sections. I ain't going there. I think they lost a lot of business. The guy who got 3 pokes and then got the flu lives out west. I asked him if he got a free prostate exam with those shots. Too many idiots, man. And Steven talks so bad about Kyrie and Kyrie playing. I'm telling you, if you want to get vaxxed, that should be your position, your decision, not a mandate. I'm not putting something foreign in my body that has no data. Aaron Rodgers said it the best. If you can't question science, it's propaganda. Oddly enough, Carl, that Jack Murphy's idea he talked about with Tim Pool. Interesting. The Gateway Pundit is released today from 3 respected medical doctors who testified under oath about huge negatives to our young men. Yep. Vote the Rev for music creator for MGTOW. Oh, yeah. Love me, no thanks, honey. You're a used car. Won't take it, will never take. Jab. Don't take it. No. Hell no. No. I'm riding this shit out. Anyone want a Guinness? Good stuff. I think. Can you get drunk off Guinness? Guinness was first introduced as a medicinal when they first came out with it. It had a lot of B vitamins and niacin. But hey, I enjoy me a Guinness. Every now and again, I have to cut it with a knife. It's that thick. I did 5 days with 102 on the men now. James Walter had. I went literally 7 days. I know what it's like. Haven't you been? Well, as a kid, I was, right? Tetanus, polio. But I haven't been vaccinated since I got tetanus in 1991 before I went to South America. I didn't see that Cuck Murphy, didn't like him for the get-go, something off when I first saw him. Yeah, he's a weird duck, that Murphy dude. If everyone is above board with the Pfizer, why are they holding off publishing the research? Exactly. And why can't people see this? Biden should mandate safe borders and not be a pimp for drug companies. Absolutely, John. If you can't question science, it's propaganda. Absolutely agree. That's what Aaron Rodgers said. I don't drink, but what's your fave beer, Rad? Oh, it all depends. Stella, maybe. These guys, we lost the greatest Brazilian philosopher of the last decades, a great anti-communist tide. Olavo de Carvalho. Interesting. Don't know much about him. Brandon Trueblood, I love Better Bachelor, but I have watched him long enough to know he's not a good manager. Maybe he could be the man behind the curtain. You know, and I'm not, and that might work, but I'm not sure about that. Do men, we're fickle. There's a funny South Indian movie titled Blank Pamba. Someone adds an herb to the water supply and men take on females' roles and vice versa. Oh, that's funny. Spike's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Ah, nice frozen Guinness would be nice. You gotta drink it cold. Rib Grunt. Always a pleasure, brother. There's a shout out to Call Me Coon from One Fast. He's got some good stuff. I think Call Me Coon, though, has been shadow banned like me because he was growing really fast and his numbers haven't moved. That algorithm from YouTube is taken over. I've checked that movie out. For those who don't already know, the reason why the child poke is wanting to be approved is because legislation back in '84 eliminated all liability for adults if the poke was approved for kids. Interesting. Follow the money, right? John likes Estella. Yeah, Stella's great. Pilsner Urkel. I actually have to go to Bozeman for my aunt's funeral. It'd be ironic if I ran into him. See what happened to his bus? Didn't it break down? Where does he live now? We also covered the beautiful runner who got the pokey due to presume she got a heart condition, can't train anymore. She wanted to go to the Olympics, but her life forever changed. I know someone whose friend is needs a pacemaker. Very, very healthy runner, and now needs a pacemaker for her 40-year-old heart. Go figure. Needs a pacemaker. What's that tell you? Something is wacko. Whatever happened to clinical ethics? They don't exist anymore because the government knows more than you. What about informed consent? Follow the money, guys. Everything is based on money and power and resources. Money, power, and resources. Oh, just like a marriage. What a coincidence. My childhood friends outlasted any romantic relationship. Romantic relationships are very fleeting because they're based on chemicals. The variants are named in alphabetical order by Greek name Thanos. Variant is a joke. He is antagonistic in the Marvel movie and snapped his fingers and killed half of all living things. I think I remember that. But if you think about that, now think about this. I'm going to change the topic, but record contracts and marriage contracts, what do they have similar? The musicians are slaves to the business. What do marriage contracts? Men are slaves to the government. I mean, Prince changed his name to a symbol to get out of a record contract. It'd probably be harder to be under a record contract than in a marriage contract. Crazy. YouTube is out to break our legs for not towing the line. But if you made a channel that was pro ladies, like Derek Jackson, you'll grow quicker. How to get the job for work, paying child support, says Darren Harding, good to have you. Can't afford to lose my job. And that's unfortunate. You know, knowing that the only way to put food on the table is you have to comply. Yeah. And I feel bad for guys that have to go through that. But I understand why you did. One of my good friends did it, and he's a complete conservative. And he said he was back up against the wall. He had to do it to feed his family. Could society run without a government? You'd have to read Lord of the Flies. How did Paul McCartney let MJ get the Beatles catalog? That's a good question. Marriage seems to be like getting a loan from a bank. If you break the contract and can't pay it, it will take over your house. Yes. 42 and getting the big D. Never had a successful relationship. It's a fairy tale. Time to wake up. James Walters will be, watch these channels. I know what it's like. It is rough, but you're going to be in a better position. My Discord is blowing up. People are saying Undead Chronic server got yeeted. Is this true? No idea, my brother. My favorite beer is next one, as long as it's cold. Rib grunt. Attaboy. Money, power, controls government. Marriage is not about love. Never met anyone who survived off love. It's a business. Two corporations merging partnership, correct? Love is a chemical that goes away. It's a depreciating battery that'll never contain the full charge ever again. Look at what MCA did at Credence. I know. It's called anarchy, not no rules. It's no rulers. Chronic disappeared. I like Undead. He's got good stuff. Jeffrey M. Good to see you, brother. Love don't exist. I like to say what Jay Giles says. Love stinks. MGTOW Life in the house. Good to see you, brother. Check out MGTOW Life's channel. It's got good stuff as well. Good stuff. Paul McCartney advised MJ to invest in song royalties. He bought the song royalties out from under the Beatles and got Paul mad AF. Yeah, that when you buy something under from someone, yeah, it never ends, right? Even if he did get nuked, held back, yeah, he'll come back. He's come back a few times. Love is an illusion and is a delusion. I wouldn't get into a relationship based around love. Romantic love. It's a fantasy. The cell phone has literally ruined women. They had a fragile loyalty to men. Now they have none. So many options. They have zero loyalty. Well said, MGTOW Life. Listen to MGTOW Life story. He's done a couple shows, a couple vids on his story. See you later, call me Coon. Love is kind of like when you see a fog in the morning, when you wake up before the sun comes out, it's just a little while, then it burns away. Well said, Ubermensch. Love is a fog that burns with the first daylight of reality. Bukowski. Rad, would you take a job where you had to manage people for a 30%? No. No. You'd have to protect your back. No way up. No, I wouldn't do it. Marriage is definitely a business contract. The only problem is the red herring is never printed. Go look and see if your marriage contract is signed. I don't think I signed mine. So was I really married? And so they'll get you. Let's just call it common law. Fix the Indian, rode 160. It was glorious. Good for you, buddy. Coming back. Victorious. Yep, check out his channel. In the UK, they're looking for volunteers to get infected with the VOOF. I guess I'm the next one for supporting undead. Love is for the 1% to 2%. Yeah. Even that you have to maintain. To create the new vaccines. What about NFTs? I don't know much about them. They seem weird. So J-Lo can't chill out without love. She'll get bored of the new guy, Ben Affleck. Never take an X back, right? Love what you do, Rad. Thank you. Thank you for being your Spike and everybody else. We love having our discussion. Warband strong here, brothers. Hi, Thunder Chickens. Call me Coon. Jeff Darman Bubba is my favorite puppet. There you go. There is no one about programs, whether she's on my side, on another guy's. I only deal with females who want me, but even that won't be easy, right? See, we got Ressa Bite. Love is like oxygen. You get what you get too much, you get too high. A song, I think. There you go. We the people. 70% of America is overweight. Their mentality is laziness. They don't care about themselves. You think they'll care about you? Well said, we the people. Good to have you, brother. Jeffrey M. Much of what people call love is just fish love, not a Juba. Rabbi Twersky sure hit the nail on its head. I think I remember that somehow. Love is a chemical. Undead always comes back. He never died. I love this MGTOW community. Glad you're here. I should have added not presidents. All right, brother. Take care. Still on the DHEA, got some B complex vitamins. Super B is where it's at. Yeah, the non-fungible tokens, like the images. It's a weird deal. I mean, I guess people are buying them. Sub out to MGTOW Live. Undead Chronic, he's good stuff. My friend's wife, who has supposedly loved him, left and had another guy waiting in the wings. Thanks to the almighty dating apps. Guys, this is common. The cell phone, text messaging, and social media were the last straws. Believe me, I've lived through it, as we all have, Rev. Well said. Unless they see something in you continuously, they keep you. I got my theories on that. In the 80s and 90s and 2000, the average guy could have reasonable success. Not so today. Yep. Back when I was dating, never had an issue. Thanks, Jeffrey. Rebelling against the defeat of marriage or divorce relationships. That's what we do. Brad, how many overweight people do you run into Utah? There's a lot of them. Utahns love to eat. Love is like oxygen, but you get too much, you get too high, not enough, and you're going to die. I've never had on Crypto Fanboy explain to me if crypto is an alternate to the Fed, then why does it follow the indexes when they go down? Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting thought to think about. Very lucrative and profitable. Interesting. I don't know much about them. I know they got pretty big in the last year. Women always have orbiters. I asked my ex later. She admitted it. Replacements for me at the ready. Don't fool yourself. There's always an orbiter. Shout out to D-Man. Rad, you always think ahead with your life plans? Sometimes not. Like what I'm going to do when my youngest graduates? Yeah, I've thought about that for a long time. Use that money you put on a dating app and invest it in you. Be selfish. Correct. I think that the right thing is not to love because in the world there is no love. So you have to be good to good people and to be fair to others. Revenge. Great philosophy, brother. Absolutely. Cash is king. It's also interesting with crypto, a lot of the hacking going on. You have to have electricity to have crypto, right? What's your favorite restaurant to eat in Utah? I like this one Indian restaurant in a place called Bountiful. It's really good. And I like a Mexican restaurant called Cafe Sabor, which is good too. Anything pop up in his backup channel. That's interesting about Undead. No surprise. Everyone's getting axed. You're going to see a big wave again with channels getting axed. Something will happen. And then that's why we need every guy making a channel of some sort. Right? Every guy needs a channel. Talk about your experience. Talk about ways men can help other men. Be better fathers, or have father figures out from one another. There's guys in this chat. I remember there was a 14-year-old kid that was coming to the chat quite a bit. 14, learning this shit. Brad, I need to find a good Mormon gal. I did that once. And how did it end? Mr. Valorum, woke culture is the final. Yeah, guys, we're in the final stages. We're in the final stages. But it's interesting to be alive at this time because of what's going on. I mean, who has ever lived through what we went through in 2 years? Nobody in the history of the world. The complete shutdown of a society, a worldwide society. You're better off investing in crypto than fiat. If the power goes down, all crypto needs is one computer to talk. There you go. Yeah. I'm pretty well diversified with different investments, both physical and non-physical. Yeah, Richard's 28. Good for you, man. You got a whole life ahead of you. So gal pops in your life, great. You're the captain of your plane. If you don't want any, great. Don't validate your existence through a female. What do you think about Afghanistan? I thought it was a waste of everything. They still won. I mean, who's in charge, right? I think all men should fast. It'll change your life 100%, James. Change mine. This is the best it'll ever be. It just gets worse from here. And I'm not really a pessimist. I'm a realist. And the reality tells me we're not headed in the right direction. I wish I learned all this shit at 14. Yeah. Discord been going off like crazy more than it usually does. Well, you got to believe in yourself, and you got to understand that you have to understand female nature and male nature. And when you put your purpose as the center of your life, life becomes beautiful. When you put somebody else as the center of your life, you suffer. We men have to look at our decisions with women. Just like our career, we have to get our heads out of societal constructs. I think you make a good point, Mysterio. You have to get out of the fantasy. The fantasy is bamboozling, and it continues to bamboozle. And it's supported by the hive mind. It's supported by the media, television, shows. That's why I tell people, get out and move. Go see the world. Go hike. Go mountain bike. Go run. Go walk. Where you can see and think clearly. It's crazy how money is being spent on wars and weapons and not on food, medicine, or education. There will always be wars because that is how society continues. That's how money is made. There's a book called something Economic Hitman, how they go in and destroy countries to take resources through wars and certain things. Been watching your channel for quite a while. I got to say, you helped me get over my ex and sure as hell opened my eyes. Good to have you, Jeffrey. Well, you know what? I had to get over mine. I had to get out of the fantasy. I had to get out of the blue pill conditioning. And that's why we do this. We can help others continue and have a better life. I mean, I got divorced in my mid-40s. So I know what it's like. I know what it's like to go through custody, courts, division of assets, alienation. And I know how to get over an ex. The only reason you get over an ex is by understanding the reality is not the fantasy. And you write your list down. It's healthy to take a day and unplug. Well said, D-Man 50. It's nice to see marriage flatline, nothing good for men to come. Not anymore. Nope. Hadn't been that way for half a century. Dead men make no money. The 14-year-old was named Young Buddha. He lives off the grid with his family. His only male child with 5 sisters. Poor guy. Yeah. Interesting. 14-year-old kid. YouTube banned Steven Crowder for a joke. Jeez. They're going to ban everyone. See, what's right is now wrong. What's wrong is now right. There needs to be more food, medicine, and education for us men. Yeah, well said. Females have this other privilege, and that's living in a fantasy. We don't have that luxury. Females are given their cake. A man has to make his cake. Ain't that the truth? Agree with Jeffrey M. Recently divorced. I'm glad you guys are here and part of this group. There's a lot of divorced guys in this column. There's a lot of guys that have been monkey branched, hypergamous, gave everything to a woman and stepkids. Ask me, tell life. Ask John Boston. Ask Sia. Ask Ed. Every one of these people. Ask Fast Dak. Father Saunders. How old is your ex? Same age as me. Same age. She's actually a couple months older. I didn't know that, Brandon. He's a good kid. He sounds like a good kid. I haven't seen him for a while. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Yes, that's the book. Then the Jackals and the Army. Yep. Okay, what we got here? Rad, how does your family deal with your red pill? I'm the pariah, black sheep, both of my brothers. Oh, my parents want me to, they don't understand. I mean, they understand the reality because half of the kids in their family are divorced, but they're happy with me. All this stuff going on is biblical. Most people have just never read it or refused it. I agree, James. I agree. There's a lot of reality in the Bible. Broke up with your ex in 2017. Well, it wasn't doing you well, was it? Hammerhand is right about controlling your biology. Working with someone you're attracted to is challenging. No negotiating attraction, but don't give in. Yes, do not dip the company pen, your pen in the company ink. Well said, Slam. It should be a tragedy if a man woke up red pill at 80. At that point, I wish he wouldn't. Just die knowing you're blue pill. You're absolutely right. Love is just a chemical reaction in humans' head. That's all it is. Once you understand that, you can pull the covers back. Any woman post-wall goes from a fragile sense of happiness to a perpetual sense of sadness and bewilderment. Bring on the box wine. Okay, 40, she's not going to be happy. No, doesn't matter how much you give her, either. Give Young Buddha a sub. Interesting. We'll have to check Young Buddha out. So we're in the same year. I'll be 50 in a few months. Summer. Happy about that. I'm actually looking forward to it. Do you think women would go for being a girlfriend for life? You should keep them a girlfriend for life. They'll still have that carrot. Did you see your parents over the holidays? I did not, but we talked. Mysterio, women want kids. It's a reliable paycheck. Ain't that the truth? Post it, D-Man. Love to see you post it. You can always do it from your phone. Gotcha. Rad said it. Women are never satisfied. And they're very difficult to satisfy. I'm not going to say everyone, but man cannot satisfy a woman, and most women can't satisfy themselves. Ask Lisa Smith about that. About what she views women like today. They're unsatisfiable. Suzanne Fleming, another one. Thank you, Brother Life. He's a good kid. Yeah, Young Buddha. We'll check him out. Don't fail the test. That's exactly what a female is. A test. Just avoid it. Pimp your ride. Ludicrous. Rad, my ex and I talk, but she knows damn well I don't trust her. It's not easy. She realizes she made a big mistake. They do when it's late. I talked to mine the other day. It's fine. Just be cordial. Beta men get upset. Beta males argue. Beta males are butthurt. Just be alpha as you are. You don't have to ask them questions. You can say, hello, how are you? Simple as that. Because when you are a strong man, you don't give a crap what they do. Strong man doesn't get knocked off his, off his perch by anything. I remember one of the first red pill truths back in 12, attraction cannot be negotiated. Basically, it's saying women don't rely on logic, facts, reason. The first thing I read when she filed for divorce was how to work on my marriage if my wife is divorcing me or whatever. And I came across the Chartiste, some website, Cartiste. You guys know what I'm talking about? And I read his points. It was very interesting, very eye-opening. That was probably 2013, 14. Keep her at arm's length. Rad, did you see the Matt Walsh versus? Yes, I did. Again, they won't answer it and they'll make something up. These people, they're not even worth debating. See you later, Matt. They're not even worth debating anymore. Women born 1960 to 2001 are the 98%. I agree. I would be single if I was the insatiable, spoiled, biatch modern women, and no thanks to that, I'm Gen X. Pass the wall. There you go, Lisa. Hey, Lisa gets it. She's our frequent contributing woman. Her incessor, Suzanne Fleming, Victoria. A judge in India was charged with false DV. I guess the judiciary isn't immune to this either. I wonder what would happen if a lot of these judges and so forth started getting monkey branch, divorced, and so forth. I gave Skeletor the Fat Warrior tingles last night. It's funny. Look how much women change their body cosmetically. Even God couldn't satisfy a woman. Well said, Riggs. Dead rock and rollers. Then roasted her. Well, stay on your purpose, stay on your grind, stay on what makes you happy in life. You are the captain of your plane. You fly it the way you want. You invite who you want. You fly it when you want, where you want. Right? Discovered Red Pill at 39, although I would have liked to have received the message earlier, better late than never. Now the mission is to share and help young men navigate today's reality. There you go. And Red, you are doing that. Do you support the genders being removed? No. There's only two genders in Rad's world. I'll let you decide what they are. Chartiste Heart, that's it. I remember it, much like Coltane and R.I.P. Paul Proteas. Yeah, I like Paul. I wish my buddy listened to Lycus back in the early 2000s, and I was like, I wouldn't listen because I was blue-pilled at the time. The Curion explicitly advises men to lower their gazes. Interesting. Is that what happened in Dak's stream last night? It all starts with eye contact. Yes, it does. R.I.P. to the bat out of hell. Is it true women get angry, irritated if they don't get D in a long time? I'm not sure if that's true. I'm not sure. Seems like all the women that I know had a lot of fun when they were in their 20s, more than the men when it came to relationships. I think you're right, Mysterio. I think the good Lord that I discovered this pill at 25. Yeah. 35 years old, better late than never. Yeah? Well, we all had to wake up, and we're glad we okay, so if you don't understand life before understanding the red pill, at least we know what it's like. At least we can share our experience. We're not dum-dums. We literally understand what we came from and the experience that we learned. I could not share this knowledge that I know without experiencing it. So it's all good we woke up, right? Be thankful. If I hadn't have gotten married or spent the money on women, I'd have well over 7 figures. There you go, brother. Resabite, how come Wolfgang Van Halen's girlfriend looks like a model? He's huge because he's status. I actually like Mammoth Wolfgang Van Halen stuff. Pretty impressed with him. How come gender reveal still has a blue and pink? They'll figure out a way to make that different. One listen to Tom Likas talking to angry women will wake you up to their nature, says Lisa. Those are the most arrogant women I've heard. I've listened to Tom Likas with women, and they just can't believe these women. Why do research say that married men live longer than single men? Don't get it. I think that's completely baloney. I think, well, let's just look at this. Here's an example. Single men run hard. Let's just say if they're a red pill single man, they run hard, right? They do lots of fun things. They see the world. They exercise. They do all the things, and maybe they live shorter because they've seen it all. But I think that's bullshit if you think about it. Married men are miserable. The good times for women at their peak SMV is so good it's intoxicating, which ends up making women confused and irritable as they age. You're absolutely right. They know that the wall's coming. Feel very blessed to wake up to the red pill. Brandon Trueblood, 52. I didn't know you're 52. Wow. At least you woke up. I actually would look at Muslim chick more because they're covered up. Yeah, there's no, you have to think about what's underneath, right? The red pill MGTOW is a life cheat. And it's a superpower, right? It's an absolute superpower. Yeah, Brandon Trueblood. Check out his channel. It's interesting that, we all come to this based on something. We were rejected somehow. Rejected through divorce, relationships, or we've seen rejection in our own lives. Right? Maybe a father, a mother. Did you ever hear the segment called A Letter to My Wife? My Wife, classic and buy it, based. There you go. Life-changing experience for everybody when they wake up. It's a superpower. JR was 23. Seems like my married male friends don't have loose time as much as I do. No, they can't. My stress level is almost evaporated. All I had to do is take some divorce freedom pills. And you know what? Did we get married to get divorced? No. I'm glad I went through a divorce, and I'm glad I went through a marriage. Did it suck? Both of them at times? Yes, especially divorce. But you learn to be strong. We're here to help people and men stay alive. I overdosed on red pill every day. I had to buy another hard disk to all the red pill. There you go. 55. It's youngster. You're like Timmy Kramer's age. Timmy's 56. It's endearing to joke about husband being subservient to the wife. Now, Brandon's keep making videos, man. It's great to hear guys 50 to 70 and their experience. Because you grew up in the high school in the 80s, right? You probably graduated in 84. That was even a different world from graduating in 90. So it's good to hear stories about that. It's endearing. Okay, let's see. I just said that. Sub to Brandon. Shout out. Thanks, Dak. Was almost locked up. Self-defense is considered TV. All it takes is a phone call. In life, there are two things to take note of: lessons and blessings. A new baby, it's a blessing. A marriage, it's a lesson. There you go. Well said. We had to go through it to get where we are today. And I'm glad that now I can look back across the bridge and say, hey, I'm glad I'm on this side now. You're absolutely right, Rib. The government controls the female, so she's a slave, and the female controls the male. It's a trifecta. 2018 is good. 4 years ago. Good for you, brother. Even on the new Superman and Lois show, Superman seems to placate to Lois for the most part. Correct. It's a different world. Guys, this has been a great stream. I got to stand up and hang out. Till next time, check out every one of the content creators and remember what we remember and share the experience with others through these channels. And if people ask you, this is a great comment. I'm so thankful, learned so much. No hate, just wisdom. And we'll end it there. Let's rebel against defeat, chase excellence, masculinity, men first.